Hello and welcome to Culture Shock, the pop culture podcast brought to you by three aging millennials and our outdated opinions. I'm your host, Corey. With me today is...
Hey, I'm Adrian, and you keep dancing with the devil. One day he's going to follow you home.
I'm Mike, and we've been gone a long time. We back now.
Now, as a huge Ryan Coogler and vampire movie fan, I had to see this newest installment into the subgenre. And did you guys hear that?
Oh shit, behind you!
What the fuck? Get inside.
What the... Holy fuck! Oh, God. Do you guys smell anything?
No.
I think I shat myself. Due to there being a copyright claim on our music all of a sudden, lame, we have to go out and find a different song, lame. We may even have to pay somebody for it, lame. But until then, just enjoy the episode. And as always, thank you for listening.
Insert not our music here.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, I totally forgot. Not our music.
Yeah, we gotta start looking into that too.
Bastards.
You know.
Sick bastards.
I'll be honest. I didn't realize. I forgot we were doing the little script thing right after our line, so I shut my phone off and I was like, "Oh fuck!
Yeah.
What's my line?"
That's why I was glad he said, "Wait, hold on," because I was like, "Good, it gave me time to open it."
Yeah, maybe I should have told you guys. Okay,
line.
Pull that up real quick. Line. He's asking for a line like in a play.
Corey, can we try that one again? Can I read it different? What the fuck? Get inside.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
vampires are scary.
Behind you.
I kind of want to do it like a Frenchman mixed with Zarbon from Dragon Ball Z. What the fuck?
That's actually
Get inside.
That's hilarious. Since I started watching DBZ abridged, and I've got to the part where Goku's already just turned Super Saiyan. So I've definitely witnessed Dragon Ball Z abridged Zarbon.
Oh, that's definitely Vegeta.
I just want to go see my girlfriend. Wait, what?
Wait, what? Oh.
Oh, shit.
I don't know how to restart this. I don't remember
So
what we said.
vampires.
Oh, yeah. Underneath
Okay.
the mango.
Well, right.
So we all went out and saw the new Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan movie Sinners because, I mean, we've all been waiting for it for a while now. I know.
Oh, yeah.
Adrian and I talked about it last year. I think it was supposed to come out last year and it got pushed.
Yeah, most anticipated.
Yeah.
One of this year.
It was one of my most anticipated movies of this year. And you know what? I'm just going to start this off by saying it lived up to my hype. It didn't really disappoint me. I do have a gripe, which I will get to. But for the most part, I really enjoyed this movie. I think it's beautiful. I think it's dark. I think it's gritty. It added a lot of I really like the 1930s gangster stuff with Al Capone and all that. It actually interests me. I was a huge fan of Public Enemies, that movie.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I love that movie.
And this kind of did that similar gangster thing in Mississippi, which it takes place in 1932 Mississippi in the bayou.
Right.
And it's about two gangster brothers, Smoke and Stack.
Twins. Actually, they're just cousins.
Well, yeah. No, they're brothers.
No, we cousins.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I see what you're doing. How cheeky. But anyway, they apparently left their small town in Mississippi after the military and went to Chicago and worked for Al Capone. And then they moved home. They stole a bunch of money from mobsters and moved home to open up a juke joint, which is basically a dance club with blues music.
Right.
And that's what the whole movie's about. Well, the first hour and 15 or so.
I love his line about, he said, shoot, Chicago ain't much different than here. He said, it's just buildings instead of plantations.
Yeah, exactly. And back then that was the case. Chicago was a big city.
Right.
But people were just as much assholes in a different way.
Yeah. Not only just a fucking absolutely stacked cast, a great director who hasn't let us down yet. Also the acting debut of Michael C. Jordan. That's a dumb joke. No, it actually is. It is actually the acting debut of what's his name, the kid who plays the guitar.
Plays Sammy. I don't remember the actor's name, but it is his first movie.
What is it? Preacher Son.
Preacher Boy.
Preacher Boy. His name is Miles
Carton.
Miles Caton. Caton.
Is there? Oh, Caton.
Yeah, but this is the acting debut of Miles Caton, and the dude just fucking held his own against.
He really did.
Michael B. Jordan, Hailee Steinfeld, just a great cast of characters. And he was a standout.
It was kind of surprising how well he did. Like, and some people may look at his acting and think, well, did you see how shy and reserved he was around Michael B. Jordan? It's like, no, that was his character.
Yeah.
Right.
He was a preacher boy learning the big city rules of his cousin, Smoke and Stack.
Right. And I mean, to be honest, most people from an area like that would highly envy and look up to Smoke and Stack because like they went out and they did something big, and now they came back, they have a lot of money, so they're a big deal. So yeah, a lot of people would look up to those guys, absolutely.
Which you can see the town, a lot of them do.
Yeah, they love these guys. So it's just
a lot of them are afraid of them too.
Oh, and afraid of them, right?
Well, the smaller thug guys are like, oh crap, the real gangsters are back.
Yeah, exactly. Just don't fucking cross these two.
Yeah.
They kind of, at the beginning, they were definitely giving me Cousin Salamanca vibes from Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
Just talk a little more.
Yeah, just talk a little bit more. And I kind of like how they, this is another movie, weird year for, especially, I can't remember, I think it's Universal, but they've had now Michael B. Jordan, they've had Robert Pattinson play dual roles, and they've had Robert De Niro play dual roles. So pretty crazy year for them with like the dueling roles. But this is another example, just like I loved Robert Pattinson's, all 17 of his performances in Mickey 17. Yeah. Just Michael B. Jordan does such a great job making these characters feel distinct.
And both parallels. Like he plays a great, like Smoke is a very like reserved planner who doesn't trust everybody and wants to do this right. And Stack is a wild card, man.
Yes.
And then when huge spoiler here for anybody who hasn't seen the movie.
Yeah, this will be a spoiler episode, by the way.
Spoiler episode. Stack ends up turning eventually into a vampire.
Yeah.
And then he plays an amazing vampire.
He
does 3 roles in this movie that are great.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it astounds me. Every time I see Michael B. Jordan in something, he's better than he was the last time I saw him.
Yeah.
This dude is a powerhouse of acting. He's great.
Yeah, he's absolutely incredible. One of the like best actors working right now.
I think so, yeah.
And I mean, he's got his directing chops in with Creed 3, which I didn't love as much as Ryan Coogler's Creed 1.
Yeah.
But, still an impressive debut by this fucking kid playing the music, playing the guitar. And it's just, this is a wild movie, man. Because Ryan Coogler was being very cryptic with everything he said about this movie. And now I see why.
Somebody even asked him, like, they're like, well, is it a vampire movie? And he wouldn't give him a straight answer about it. Now, I will say, every article that I've read that's reviewed this piece or has talked about this movie has called it a vampire movie.
Yeah,
which
it's labeled as horror.
Which is why some people have a gripe about this movie, if there is people that have a gripe about this movie.
See, I get it. Makes me so mad. I get it. I totally get it.
Try to see it from their point. Yeah, they're going in thinking this is a horror, straight horror.
This is what I will say. This is let me kind of throw my thoughts out there for a second here. This is not typical for me. Like, this is not a very normal movie that I would watch.
Yeah, it's not down your normal alley.
Period piece wise, absolutely. I love period pieces. We've talked about that before. It's probably why I'm a huge fan of Oppenheimer.
Baby.
But I do enjoy a really good period piece, especially when they're pretty accurate, which this one, aside from the dialogue, was pretty accurate, I thought.
Yeah.
Like some of the dialogue sounded like they were talking from today. And I'm like,
Ryan Coogler does that on purpose. Throughout this whole movie, he throws modern and old stuff in there together on purpose.
Right.
I think it was supposed to be like almost like a parallel to cultural appropriation and racism throughout the years, all in one movie.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we will get to that particular scene that apparently some people hated, which I don't understand. I love
one of my favorite scenes in the movie.
But we'll get to that in a second. But I'm a huge vampire fan. Like, if vampires involved, I'm going to probably watch it.
Yeah.
You can at least give it a chance. I mean, I unfortunately even watched Twilight. I mean, there's vampires involved.
Yeah, there are vampires.
Shitty. But anyway. So initially, when I found out about this movie, it was being called a vampire movie. So that's why I was extremely excited to watch this. Was the sole reason was that, Yeah. I was like, yes. I mean, and it looked good. Michael B. Jordan's a fantastic fucking actor. So yeah, I was excited for this movie too.
And it seemed like it was kind of the whole hook for the entire movie.
Yeah. And though 100%. And I said this, if anybody, goes on our TikTok in my out of theater reaction video,
Yeah,
and
Mike.
I'm okay with it. I am okay with it because like I really enjoyed it and I know why they did what they did, but it did feel like it could have been 2 movies at first. Like,
Yeah.
that was my out of theater reaction. After having sat on it for a little bit, I understand they had to do the beginning part to explain what was going on with the juke joint and how they got to where they wanted you to care about the characters.
Right.
Like,
Well, yeah.
there would have been no emotion.
The first hour 15 is world building and exposition.
It's a slow burn.
There would have been no emotion to all the shit that was going on if the vampires just showed up to this juke joint and started fucking murdering people, and you'd have been like, oh, cool. Like,
yeah, that's more of a straightforward horror. Like, I don't need character development. I don't need.
I mean, that would have been fine. I would have 100% been on board.
Would have been a very different movie.
I'd be like, yeah, kill him. Fuck yeah.
This is fucking awesome.
Now, here's my biggest gripe, and it goes along with what you're saying, but I didn't care that only the last half hour was mainly vampire. It did not bother me. I actually love that it built up like that with a period piece into a vampire slayer movie. That was great to me. The problem I have is I like vampire movies when they come out to introduce some kind of new mechanic with a vampire or look or
add to the lore.
Add to the lore. And this one really didn't. It just kind of took everything we know about vampires, the sunlight, the garlic, the silver.
Yeah.
Needing allowed in, like you needed to invite them in. It kind of just took all those things and made it one thing.
It did.
I did like that. Well, they pulled from a lot of different resources.
I guess they added the lore of the music. So
yeah,
I'm slightly wrong, but...
And I am glad they condensed like all their weaknesses into one quick 1 minute, 2 minute scene.
Yeah,
because they're telling the audience we've all been here before. Yeah, we know how this works. Like we're not doing anything crazy with their weaknesses.
That's the flip side of my problem with it is we didn't have to spend too much time finding a new a new way to kill them.
Yeah, if they would have set up like scene after scene, like oh shit, like here's garlic, and then show a whole thing with garlic, and then here's I'm glad they just quick you get it.
Yeah,
I did like that Jack O'Connell's character.
Oh, he's so good.
Which, by the way, was one of the best parts of this movie.
Yeah,
he was so good.
I will give him his flowers here in a second, but I love that his character had those sharp fucking I love the vampires had these sharp claws.
Yeah,
yeah,
kind of like Fright Night.
By the end of the movie, his fingers were 10 feet long.
Yeah,
he had claws.
Because Fright Night's one of vampire movies I really enjoy.
For sure.
Or Nosferatu with the long fingers.
I was going to say by the end of this movie, Corey, he was starting to look like Count Orlok.
Yes.
You mean Count Donghanger?
Exactly.
Oh yeah, hanging dong for sure.
Hey, you put some respect behind that fucking Skarsgård dong.
But God, Jack O'Connell, he almost stole the movie for me. When he showed up,
he's so good.
His charisma.
He's so charismatic. I was wanting to join him. I was like, fucking okay.
From that first moment he walks up to the juke joint, kind of swaying, can we come in? And I think it's funny that the kind of vampire he is from Ireland is what you're supposed to kind of get from this, is that he's from old time Ireland.
Mm-hmm.
And back then they didn't have racism really. It was all white people, just poor or rich. Yeah. That was their strife back then. So when he comes to this juke joint and can't be let in, I think that's not only the vampire not being let in, I think he's also confused why they won't let him in. I don't think he cares about the race part of it.
Yeah,
he's wait, really? I can't come in?
He's genuinely not understanding.
Yeah.
He's we have a lot of money to spend. We're very talented musicians. We want to perform.
Exactly.
We'll buy a bunch of alcohol and have a great
I think he's genuinely confused why they won't let him in. He's like, oh, I didn't even think this was going to be an issue. I thought they'd invite me in right away.
Yeah.
And then I could kill everybody. Why is this a problem? I need to figure this out.
He was oblivious like Sonny from Remember the Titans.
Yeah.
Oh, it's cool, guys. Come in.
And because the only two he had on his side here were white people.
Yeah.
Who were Klans members.
Yeah.
I don't
think they didn't know that.
No.
Well, no,
he knew that.
He's a hive mind. He even says when he starts turning all of them, he knows all their memories now.
Well, I was gonna say he knew that, but the people that wouldn't invite them in.
People inside the bar, didn't know.
So I think slowly when he's turning people, he's starting to get what racism is, and he's like, oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now I understand what I have to do to get in there. And of course, it all falls down on the wife, the Asian wife. She's the fucking asshole who ends up screwing everything up.
Grace.
That was kind of a badass moment, though. Like,
Oh yeah, real badass. How did this movie end?
well, listen, okay. I'm just saying, like, I understand why she was upset, and at least
Well,
like,
duh. But
at
Smoke,
least somebody was like, "Fuck it, let's kill them all."
but Smoke also just watched his brother die and turn into a
Well,
vampire.
you know what? Tell Smoke
Why
to
did
stop
he
being
do
a
it?
bitch. I mean,
He's the least bitch person in that whole building.
I know.
Did you talk shit on Michael B. Jordan?
Oh,
Hey,
fuck you.
hey.
I know where you live, bitch.
Stack's still alive and awesome.
No, wait, Smoke's still alive.
Which, yeah, no,
Stack
no,
dies. Oh no, I thought
Stack's the one that was
like,
turned into a vampire, right?
yes,
So
It-
he's still alive with Hailee Steinfeld.
yeah. Shh.
So we'll get
Oh,
there.
Talk
I
about
know.
that yet?
Did you guys want to know there was 2 end credit scenes?
Yes.
yeah. Hopefully,
The
everybody
second
stayed
one was
for them.
kind of the second.
Well, the
was
second
kinda,
one you didn't need to be there for.
No,
The first
but
one is
I
genuinely
appreciated it.
The first one is genuinely like such a big conclusion to the movie. I
Yeah.
can't believe they put it mid credit. Like that felt like a natural ending.
Yeah,
What I-
so
what-
we'll just kind of get into that now. Like at the end of this, pretty much everybody dies.
Yeah.
Like it's basically like it's
Sam-
full slaughter
it-
once that idiot opens her mouth and says, come and
Yes.
get me. And because Mary and Stack let Sammy live, Smoke lets Stack live. And they
Right.
you don't see them again. It's kind of not really touched on. Oh, we didn't see them again. You don't even think about it really.
Well,
Yeah.
in fact,
So-
it doesn't even show you.
So
it leaves it kind of open whether
that's
or
what
not
I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Smoke
is you
let
don't-
Stack live or not. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying is you don't see it. And then at the post-credit scene, it cuts to 1992. Sammy is now like a famous blues singer singing in a club that he named Francine or whatever that girl's name was, his first
Right.
love.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that girl.
The married girl who he goes down on. There are 3 very, very crazy sex scenes in this movie. But
Oof.
It's a bit of a horny
but anyway,
movie.
but anyway,
It's a bit of a horny movie.
But anyway, it goes to 1992 and
Perline.
Stack and Mary both walk in as vampires, but nobody knows that, to see him play. And they don't look any older, obviously, and he looks real old.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's when you find, if you didn't stay for the mid-credit scene, you probably don't even know where they are or if they're dead or whatever. But if you stayed for the mid-credit scene, you know that they at least lived.
Yeah,
And I
Also,
love the way smoke went out.
Also, the old Sammy is played by Buddy Guy, who is
Yeah.
real.
he's a real musician.
Real
Like-
8-time Grammy winner.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like legendary jazz, blues.
I
musician.
love that they credited him. Like if you're watching the credits, they credit him. It was like, I didn't what? And then it shows him. It was like, oh, they gave him like a major credit, and he was only in it for like 5 minutes.
Well, I don't know if you know this, but Ryan Coogler grew up with his dad, who was a huge blues fan.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Ryan Coogler very much respects this genre. So that guy right there is probably one of Ryan Coogler's like idols. And because he was
Yeah.
the producer and writer and director of this movie, he probably was like, no, that fucker's name's going up there, man.
Yeah, he said this is the most personal like project he's ever
Yeah.
made by a landslide.
Uh,
And like I like his other works, but like
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
this definitely feels more personal.
Yeah. And it was a budget of $90 million, I believe. is what
Yeah.
it was.
As far as this movie goes, I didn't really say, but I'll say it now. I loved it. I know I said the whole two could have been 2 different movie things. Like I said, sitting on it a little bit, I understand completely why they did what they did.
Yeah.
I was only slightly disappointed that it took so long for the vampires to show up.
Mhm.
Like, because again, I went into this like, oh, this is a vampire movie, and me and Amber are sitting there watching it, and I leaned over to her. I think we were an hour in. I was like, where the fuck are the vampires? Like, are they a vampire? Are they a vampire?
Yeah,
Where are the
they really
vampires?
like they're like really at the beginning of the movie and about 20-30 minutes in, they give little, like little teasers like it's coming.
Yeah.
But like they never really fully full on show a lot.
Yeah,
But I
it's
do
not,
like how they
it's
set
not
it up.
till it's not till Jack O'Connell's character shows up to that that clans this clans
Yeah.
people's house.
Yeah, for sure.
That's when
That you don't
really-
know are Klans members at the time.
No, you don't know it right away. But when he jumped, well, you see the hoods when they open the door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But him burning, like him running and he was burning, is like, oh, there it is. It was like that fucking Leonardo DiCaprio meme. I was literally like, oh, there, right there.
I
And
love
then
that
you know
scene
what?
too when the lady gets rid of the Indians. And they're
That's-
like,
I was gonna
well,
say
I guess
something.
we're going back to our plantation. So good luck, fuckers.
Yep.
We tried to.
They fucking knew.
yeah.
Yeah.
But here's the thing that I was wondering. I honestly half expected those Indians to show up towards the end and help them.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
kind of
And
surprised they never
like
made
they were
another
there
appearance.
and they
Like-
were gone. Like
Yeah,
They were
exactly.
They were like the Buffys. And they never showed back up.
that's yeah. They truly like they knew what the fuck they were after, and they were
Yeah, I
like,
think-
you know what, fuck them.
I think they were kind of set up to do a little bit more in this movie, and they didn't really.
Yeah.
I
That
think
is one
that's-
thing. A lot of people want to see like the prequel now of the the Indian tribes, and
Yeah, I'm good with that. Ryan Coogler,
Or-
make it happen.
I mean,
or-
he
or a
set up a
prequel.
pretty easy movie.
he
though.
did,
He set up a
or
good
like
universe.
or a prequel of like Smoke and Stack in Chicago.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
but then there won't be vampires.
You get but that'd be more of like the crime
know.
side.
I know.
Yeah, a couple things I would say about this movie. First of all, Corey, you mentioned the $90 million budget. This movie is absolutely crushing in theaters.
Yeah.
I'm so glad people are going to see like this original piece of art.
Yes. For fuck's sake, go see original stuff.
Yeah, fuck MCU. I mean,
No,
what?
no, I did not say that.
I'm happy that Hollywood is giving a movie like this such a big budget to work with.
Yeah.
Because like the high budget, like not like high budget original movies are kind of dying. Like they're still letting
Yeah.
directors do original movies, but they're giving them like dick for a budget.
They're all indie style projects.
Exactly.
and, yeah.
If you take chances on movies like this and these kinds of directors and you give them money, they might just turn out a fucking like, best
Sinners?
of the year contender. Yeah, could sweep the awards kind of thing. So really Hollywood needs to keep doing that. People need to keep supporting movies like this. Absolutely.
I'm just glad that Ryan Coogler finally showed that he can also do like dialogue and heartfelt moments, and like because people have been saying about Ryan Coogler since he started big budget movies that he only really makes things look good,
Yeah.
and that's not true. And the music and making things look good are the only thing Ryan Coogler can do, and that's not
I mean,
true.
I think he did okay in Creed and Wakanda Forever. Like there was some
Yeah,
emotion in
that's
there.
what I'm saying is people are like discounting what he does.
Oh, yeah.
like they only think of him as the special effects and music guy, but he's so
I
much more.
know. I think out of the three of us, I think I enjoyed Wakanda Forever the most.
Yeah.
And like that movie is full of fucking emotion.
Yeah, for sure. It's
Like
pretty
how
much
how
like,
could it not be? It was almost like
Too
a,
much at the beginning of the movie.
it's like a
No,
funeral.
yeah, that was Corey's problem with it.
Yeah, it's
I
like you're
feel like
watching a
maybe
funeral.
they did utilize Chadwick Boseman's
Boseman.
Boseman. I always do that. Anyway, they always they I feel like they kind of utilized his utilized is the wrong word, but they used his death a little too much.
They incorporated it too
It
much.
shouldn't have been
Yeah.
the first 50 minutes of the movie.
But
The first 10 minutes, mention it, have the funeral, have the beautiful African dance scene, fine.
hmm
But they're sad about it for the first almost hour of the movie. Come on.
Yeah.
I get it. He was
That
very
was her
important to
brother.
the MCU, but for fuck's sake.
He's dead.
can't
He's
make
not
the whole
coming
movie.
back.
You can't make the whole, it almost felt slimy
yeah,
Like they were-
to
that's
play off his death. Like, I know Ryan Coogler's not what he was doing.
They were like using it too much.
capitalized. It was like they were trying to capitalize off of it.
Chadwick Boseman was his friend.
Yeah.
I get wanting to honor your friend in a movie, and you, as the person who's your friend, that
Boston.
45 minutes to an hour, you're probably like, God, that's a beautiful hour. To the outside fan who just loved Boseman and didn't know him personally, we're like,
yeah,
okay, you're capitalizing on this now. Can you please
Yep.
stop?
Right.
We wanted a Black Panther movie as well. This is not
like
a funeral movie.
what little we got of Cherie being, the Black
Yeah.
Panther, I actually really enjoyed.
Yeah.
I think she did an amazing job. Like, and I loved the whole revenge aspect instead of her, following.
She was more like Killmonger, and that's why she
Yep.
saw him. And that was
I-
great. I love it.
I loved that. But anyway, aside to the movie we're talking about, also Ryan Coogler. But yeah, the dude knows how to do emotion, so people can like F off with that shit.
Well,
Yeah.
I think he's making himself known as one of the big hitters nowadays.
Oh, this movie has
Yeah.
just fucking put him on the map in a crazy
sure.
way.
Well, yeah, because this is the first movie I think we have done an episode on that's come out new, where both the critic and audience score
Oh.
was pretty much fucking even.
98 and 97 and 98.
I don't think
Yeah.
this is going to be a bad movie contender.
No. No.
No, actually, technically, Corey and I did a bad movie episode last week. Technically, because somehow Minecraft just dropped to 5.9.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but Coogler, I mean, he's already, as far as like, the newer guys on the scene, he's one of the best directors. He absolutely is. He's like a name to watch out for. And this movie is like his fucking, up to this point in his career, it's like his magnum opus. It's It's getting incredible reception from audiences, from critics, from fucking damn near everybody. If you do have issues with the movie, if you don't like the movie that much, look, we're gonna say it because not enough people are saying it. We're not gonna assume you're racist if you don't like the movie. Like, you really cannot disagree with a single point of this movie without people being like, you don't get it, you're racist.
Yeah.
Like, and it's okay to not like a movie. There are some people that don't like this movie for bad reasons. And those people, racist, assholes.
And I'm going to be completely honest with you. Like, if you're just a person who goes in and watches a movie to enjoy the movie and you don't think about the deeper context behind something, you probably maybe not enjoy this movie because you're like, oh, why are we watching this? This doesn't really pertain to us.
Yeah.
But this movie is like, the vampire aspect of this movie is more of a metaphor for like the challenges of Black communities in the South back then. Mm-hmm. And it's like exploring racism, oppression, like crap like that.
And vampires play. Yeah, they play another version of racist.
Yes, exactly. That we don't understand.
Yeah.
Yes, I've heard the argument that this could have all just been the Klan instead of vampires. And that's a perfectly acceptable movie as well.
This movie would have been great as well if it was just Klan.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that would have been awesome actually.
Yeah.
but the little bit of we've seen that movie. That movie exists a couple times already in the last couple of years. So
we did get to see about 10 minutes of it.
Yeah, well, yeah, that was great at the end.
That was great.
And the Tommy gun scene, man.
Oh, that realization, like they kind of hinted at it when they were in the sawmill. They're like, did you just clean this? And he's like, do you want to buy it or what? You know, like, so clearly he's already done this before.
Right.
And so I loved that there was like they put that little drop there. Yeah. And I remember hearing them say, did you just clean this? And I'm like, that's important for some reason. I was like,
you're like, I have to remember that detail.
I was like, they're weirded out about it. And then when
they were very suspicious about why did you just clean this? Yeah.
Yeah, and then the main vampire, I don't remember his name, but Jack O'Connell's character, he says when he tells them, you know,
Remick,
what was happening, they're like, son of a bitch. Like, you mean I truly believe that, like what you guys said, Remick was just trying to, he was just trying to start his own family.
Oh yeah,
have everybody be accepted together, and like that's why I'm thinking. Like I said to Amber, I was like, I'm telling you. If I were them, I'd just say, fuck it. Yeah, let's do it.
I honestly thought that a couple times too. Like, this does get you away from all the oppression and racism that you deal with.
And you
just
can
be
fuck
part
people
of my
up.
family now.
And you can fuck people up if they have a problem with it.
I honestly think every time Remick talked, I don't think he was being malicious. I think he was honestly trying to be like, look, with us, you won't have to deal with this.
Right.
That first, because he wasn't trying to feed. Like, if they looked hungry, like fully sucking the bodies out and dying, this would have been a different vampire movie. This was more of a community vampire movie, like trying to accept. We accept you. I don't care what color your skin is. Get over here and be a vampire. Like,
right.
Like that was more what it was.
I can't. Joan, I think it's Joan. She comes in. She's like, "Burr," and he goes, "Don't worry, he'll be up in a minute."
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And fucking Cornbread says, he says, "Oh, they busy, huh?" When Hailee Steinfeld's in the room with them.
Omar Benson Miller was the funniest part of this movie.
Oh, he was so good.
And then when his face is all blown off and he's dancing by the fire with the giant fucking hole in his face. So funny.
So
does he give you a
Delroy Lindo was my favorite part of this movie though.
Does he give you a ton
Slim?
of
Delta Slim? Yeah.
Does he give you a ton of what's the actor's name? Cornbread.
Omar Benson Miller.
Omar Benson Miller. Yeah.
Doesn't he give you strong is it not Mekhi Phifer? Who's
Forrest Whitaker?
Forrest Whitaker. Is he the one with like the lazy eye?
Yeah, that's the first thing I thought of when I looked at
He gives me
IMDb
such heavy
picture.
Forrest Whitaker vibes.
Except he's more enjoyable. I don't know.
I think he's just younger.
I like Forrest Whitaker.
I like Forrest Whitaker.
I like Forrest Whitaker.
Oh yeah, me too.
Omar's funny.
That's what at first that's who I thought Cornbread was.
I thought Cornbread was the guy from Phenomenon with John Travolta. I actually had to look.
Oh really?
Up. Oh. Yeah, I was like, wait, there's no way he's that young. It's not him.
That scene when they're recruiting Cornbread and he says what he says and he's like, oh, man, now I'm gonna have to kick your ass. And then his wife's like, hold on, how much money?
I love when he says, maybe if you come make that money, your wife will finally do that thing you want her to do. and then she goes, maybe you should go. And he's like, what? Like he looks at her like, what?
Yeah, theater got a big laugh when he's like, I'm gonna have to fuck you up. And she's like, wait. How much money? The whole theater was laughing at that.
And he just looks at her like, bitch.
Bro, because, Smoke and Stack, talk shit, but they got the money. Like, man, I'll take some verbal abuse if I'm getting rich.
And they obviously know both of them. So like when he's offering it, she's not looking at it like, who is this stranger? She's like, Smoke's offering you money, man. Go.
And she's like, we know he's got money.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a crazy movie. It's like not anything what I expected it to be, and I loved it.
No, not me either.
It's just, it's a very slow burn.
I didn't even realize it was going to be a period piece.
No, the first hour 15, like you guys said, it's a lot of just character introduction. But I think it's done in the right way, that you care about the characters.
Yeah.
Everything feels earned, like with them on the screen. You care about these moments. It doesn't feel like just let's add another person. It doesn't feel like filler.
No.
Like it all feels necessary. You get to see Smoke and Stack's relationship with all these different people. You get to see their relationship with their little cousin. Yeah. That moment when he hears him playing the guitar for the first time is just incredible when they're in the car together.
God. He's got that voice. He's got that voice, man.
He said, "We about to make some money."
And I love when he's going up on stage in the juke joint, and Smoke keeps looking over at Stack like, wait. I heard him sing earlier, man. Wait.
Right. He said he's going to bring it.
Yeah.
But it's a slow burn that turns into like this just good vibes kind of movie that turns into a bloody massacre. It's a wild 3-act movie.
That's what I like about it, man. It's not a boring, like
it's
hard to explain because it's very risky, especially, and let's talk about it now. The music scene when they're doing that, when they're doing that one song, when he first goes up.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Well, we should say that music's a huge element of this movie.
Music's a huge element of the movie, and the lore is that a voice will come along that's so beautiful and so genuine that it brings evil.
It brings good and it brings evil.
It draws good and evil to its place. Yeah, and that's how the vampires get there. But when this guy starts singing, it's so beautiful.
He's like, it's like he transcends time and space.
He transcends time, and
he can bring cultures.
It's a one shot. It's a one shot through this juke joint, and it's just like a futuristic electric guitar player, a DJ. There's girls twerking. There's old Asian dancers.
I'll say those.
I can't remember what they're called. The old African tribes, like doing with the face paint.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's so beautiful.
I'll say this: the
Kabuki, maybe. I think
that could be one. But
I also don't want to be racist, so I'm not going to agree with you.
I'll say this right away. When the electric guitar started, I was a little weirded out.
It threw me off
because it was so out of nowhere. I was like, "What the fuck?"
Because that's the first thing that pops up.
It's some dude in this like all purple neon.
It was Prince.
And then you realize,
I was like, "What the?"
Then you realize as it goes through that they're just bringing in all these generations of music. And
it was one of those things where I started laughing, and then like I got swept up in the beauty of it. I'm like, I see what they're going for. Yes. Like at a random moment, I'm like, this is weird as fuck. And then like 15 seconds, and I'm like, okay. And then could I have done without the twerking just because I hate twerking? Yes.
Yeah, I mean that part was a little weird, but
it's important to culture.
It was supposed to be all the generations of dance clubs,
different eras. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It shows like their music, like how it can bring past, how it can bring present and future together, how important music is to just our fucking life.
It wasn't She-Hulk levels of twerking, okay?
No, exactly. No. And it's like, and it's so important because it's a reprieve for them, right? It was their escape from, being slaves and having to do this hard work.
That was one of my favorite scenes, and I leaned over to Amber. I said, "Oh my god, that was fucking awesome! Like this is awesome what they're doing. It was so beautifully done, impressively. By the way, like Corey said, it was a one shot. Yeah, like you know how hard it is. Like if anybody fucked that up, they had to start over.
Oh yeah, absolutely. The whole thing.
That's just. I mean, I'm sure good editing. I'm sure good editing could, but then it's not a one shot.
Yeah, right.
But it was so well done, and the music, like you guys said, like with the electric guitar kicking in, and then they even added elements because
because we
had that Asian couple there. We even got elements of the Asian culture there too, past and present. I was like, it was awesome. Like they did it was very inclusive.
Because Hailee Steinfeld was there, and she is half white, I believe. Yes. In the movie, I think she's supposed to be white mom and black dad.
She's a mulatto. I think is what they're called.
There was also a white ballerina there. Yeah, going through the crowd too. They brought in all their races.
Yeah. I just look. I mean, this movie is phenomenal. I don't understand anybody that hates on this movie. To be fair, like I don't
having problems with it. Sure. But hating this movie doesn't make sense to me.
This is truly one of those situations where, like, you can say the Richard Karnes line from That 70s Show. Okay, you don't get it.
Okay, old culture shock lore. Okay, you don't get it.
Well, I
Yeah,
think it's just it's like one of these movies that it's not just like a great experience. It's like it's an important movie.
Yeah,
Like it really is. I've seen it be very eye opening to a lot of people that have watched this. I've seen people get like emotional and cry during it, and like it just. It's a movie that somehow does all this shit that sometimes you're not a fan of, like forcing stuff in, inclusiveness, whatever. But it does it in such a way
was forced.
It never feels forced ever.
It felt more like we were learning.
Yeah.
Like they weren't shoving it down our throats. They were saying, "Hey, want to learn about this?"
Yeah.
And like if you let yourself be drawn in, it's a beautiful lesson to learn. And then it just happened to end with vampires sucking on necks.
Crazy ending. But it's like
crazy.
It's great. That's crazy.
It's great.
It's one of those things. I'm just trying to play devil's advocate. If you went into this expecting straight horror,
no, that's the problem.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm saying there's a subsect of people where it's like this wasn't my kind of movie.
I went into this expecting straight vampire movie, and I still loved it.
And there are the other side. Yes,
there's the other side of you that's going to go in wanting a vampire movie and be like, "What the fuck is this?" And and there's reason people say like, "Well, this vampire movie wasn't anything compared to Lost Boys or Fright Night or whatever they're saying." But like this feels like,
but it's not a vampire movie.
It doesn't. I don't know if it belongs in a vampire genre. Like,
there's vampires in it.
Because, like, do I like Lost Boys? I'm going to say this. Do I like Lost Boys better as a vampire movie? Yes.
100%, of course.
Do I like this movie more? Yes.
I like Sinners way more than Lost Boys.
Yeah, it's not a better vampire movie.
It's not a better vampire movie.
Better movie.
It's a great fucking movie.
One of the, if you ask me, one of the biggest problems people have had going into this movie, the people who hate it. Now, there are going to be people who just don't like this kind of movie. I get it.
It's just not for them.
But a lot of the people who end up being disappointed leaving is because they took in so much of the like media and commercials and trailers telling you this was a vampire movie.
Oh, yeah.
That they went in expecting a bloody, gory vampire movie. And that's not, you're missing the point. That's not what it's about.
Right.
It just ends that way. And it still even ends with a community.
Yeah.
Even the vampires are a community trying to get them to join. Like it never excludes anybody ever in this movie.
Yeah, even the vampires are they're not just there, they're very important to the story.
Yeah.
It's not just like, let's throw in vampires at the end. Fuck it.
It was hugely refreshing to me, that's all I'm saying, in the genre.
Absolutely, man. In a time of fucking sequels and threequels and big franchises, this is a breath of fresh air.
And legacy sequels and
legacy sequels.
There was something I wanted to say about this because there's been a lot of point of contention lately in Hollywood with, unfortunately, I'm going to throw this out there with this kind of movie. You know it was coming. There's a lot of contention with racism. Like people automatically blame racism because you don't like something.
That happens.
Now I'm going to say that probably half of the percentage of people that didn't like this movie probably is due to that fact. But if you look at this movie and how successful it was, like this was pretty much an all black cast.
Yeah.
And this is a widely regarded critic and audience loved movie. This is proof that it's not necessarily racism in Hollywood that people are fucking that why they don't like movies. Like, guys, I'm sorry to tell you, but Brave New World just wasn't a good movie. Like,
right.
I
see what you're saying.
It's nothing against Anthony Mackie. We love Anthony Mackie. Like the majority of the people that didn't like Brave New World, it wasn't because Captain America is now black. No.
Right.
No, it was just a poor put together movie.
Yeah, it just wasn't done right.
No.
It wasn't done right.
Snow White. Rachel Ziegler is just an asshole for what she said, and people hated it because of that. It's not because of her race.
Yeah. That movie never had a fucking chance because of her.
No. The moment she opened her mouth, that movie was doomed from the start.
And I still haven't even seen it, and that's probably because of what she said.
The proof is in the fucking pudding, and this movie is making money.
That's what I'm saying.
And critically, an audience, it could drop a little bit, but if it stays at this pace, this could be like, this is a banger. Like this is going to be one of those highest rated movies.
Yeah,
this is an eye-opening movie for people. Like this is the movie I will probably use for future on-end arguments on why racism isn't the issue with why movies fail.
Yeah. And how lucky are we, Corey, that it just happens to be in the horror genre? Like what a revolutionary movie that fell into this horror bucket. Like if I saw this type of movie and it was marketed as the first half of this movie, like I don't know if I would have been as excited for it. I'll be honest. But then I walked into it and that happened to me, and I'm like, this is incredible.
Yeah, I don't hate them at all for how they marketed this movie, because I enjoyed the little bit of vampires we got, but the first hour 15 before the vampires come in, I really fucking loved that too.
In fact, I think that they were geniuses for how they marketed this movie, because if they would have marketed it the way that would have showed what, I don't think as many people would have went to go see it.
The thing is, the way they marketed it was genius, because you're going to piss off less people than you make happy coming in thinking it's a vampire movie, and it's much more.
Yeah.
There's a less population of people that are like, well, that wasn't a fucking vampire movie, than the other people who are like, God damn, that was good.
Fuck you, Steve.
You got to play the you got to play the percentages. Like, if they had marketed this just a period piece and threw in vampires, I think you'd have had more mad people that there was vampires at the end. That wasn't real. So they had to market it as a vampire movie and then kind of subtly bring it in.
Was I disappointed that it took so long for the vampires to show up?
Yes.
Initially, yes.
That is one of my other gripes with this movie, is I wanted way more Jack O'Connor.
I was going to say, especially because that's the worst part of it taking so long for them to show up, is because they were so damn good.
He was good.
Yeah, the main three that first show up, all three of them were amazing.
Yeah.
They should have been in more of the movie because they were so damn good.
Yeah.
They were so good.
That's my only real small nitpick.
I want to see like a spinoff where those three actually survived and they actually do end up like making their own community.
Travel the country doing Irish music.
Oh my god, that Irish jig scene! Yeah. I was so fucking pumped for it. It's like, yes, this is awesome.
Yeah, and it's like a whole song too.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, like, because heritage wise and stuff, that I loved it. Like, that was I love all Irish music, so I was like, this movie had a bit of everything for everyone.
It did, man, and it really but like the character stuff, the character development, the horror stuff. There's also like, the movie's funny when you don't expect it to be funny. It's emotional when you don't expect it to be emotional. Like, there's like they weaved in this whole fucking. Sorry, Corey. Did you want to do?
No, I was just gonna say. Speaking of comedy, like my favorite line in this whole movie was when Sammy walks over to what the fuck's his name? Walks over to Slim, guarding the door, and he goes, "Hey, where's Smoke? Or where's Stack?" He goes, "Right there in that room." And he walks over, opens it, and Hailee Steinfeld's riding him. He shuts the door, and when he walks by, Slim goes, "Oh, they busy, huh?" That's my favorite line in the whole fucking movie.
Slim.
Yeah, but the like I wanted you to do comedy first because I was going to do the emotional thing. Okay. So, but like, the emotion, what they did, like, they tied in this whole story too, where they which one was it with Annie? Was that Smoke?
Annie? That's Smoke.
Yeah, that's Smoke.
They have the baby together. Yeah.
They incorporated this whole like Annie and Smoke and like him losing the baby, and it kind of seems like he ran away from her because he couldn't face.
I think he went to the military because he couldn't face it.
Yeah, that trauma, and like they just weaved in that so much, and they weaved in like Stack and Mary that obviously cared for each other. But
there's some pretty vulgar language between the two of them.
For sure.
And then he bends her over and takes her in that with an open door.
Oh no, I'm talking about Stack and Mary when
she says
says you're tongue in my coos. I'm like, damn.
She says you rob trains and banks, but you can't steal this pussy for a night.
My whole theater burst when Sammy likes to jump in. He's like, I'm with the cousins. He's like, or I'm with the brothers. She's like, oh, you're with the brothers. Get out of my way.
Yeah, get the fuck out of my way. Sammy, I tell you, dude. He had some pretty good character development too. Like, just watching him throughout that whole portion of the day. Like, that was all this happened in one day.
Something we didn't even mention was this movie starts after the night.
Yeah, that was actually was going to mention.
He walks into his dad's church with the broken guitar, and he's bloody everywhere, and he's having these quick visions of the vampires.
Yeah, this is one of those kind of movies that's like a flashback to the day before, and then it eventually catches up and progresses.
Yeah.
Normally, I if it's done right, I like it, but normally I hate when a movie does that.
See, the only thing this movie was missing is it should have opened that way, and then they should have done record scratch. You're probably wondering.
How I got here.
That would have totally fit this movie.
The record scratch would have made sense for the blues time. Maybe like a quick little guitar.
Yeah, exactly.
I bet you're wondering how I got here. Trying to do my best blues voice. I'm sorry.
That's your blues voice?
I could have went deeper, but
And then we have but Slim was like so underrated in the movie. He's hilarious. The old drunk guy that secretly is like has so much wisdom. And
when he turns down all the money, but then he pulls out the Irish beer, he's like,
he goes, I got 8,000 more bottles back at the mill. He's like, yeah.
That was a good plot twist too. Like when they were all eating the garlic, and then you actually thought for a second that Slim was a vampire.
Yes.
And it was just, it turns out that the fucking booze like was made him really sick.
I'm glad you said that, because that brings up a great point. Did you guys get the Thing reference?
Yes, I did.
It's so good when they were going around the room testing each person.
Yep.
I'm like, dude, this is directly from the Thing, and I love it.
Except they didn't do what the Thing did, which was one of them was.
Yeah, exactly. But it's just when they got in the circle and started with it, I'm like, dude, this is awesome.
Yeah,
I know what you're fucking doing. A lot of people say, obviously, there's some similarities here from Dusk Till Dawn. I get that.
Heavily inspired, but not quite the same.
Yeah, exactly. I do get the inspiration there. I love both movies.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
A lot of there's a lot of
no foot and mouth scenes in this one.
It's the only thing that was missing.
Yeah.
A lot of Selma Hayek was missing.
Oh, there was a lot. There was a heavy discrepancy of no Salma Hayek in this movie.
Yeah, I say that
she
about
wouldn't
every movie though that doesn't have Salma Hayek.
She probably wouldn't have fit in this one.
I should just start doing that for like every time we talk about a review. Just end it with, it's like the action wasn't that great, the CGI was a little wonky, and there was no Salma Hayek.
This movie could have used a little bit more Salma Hayek.
A significant lack of Salma Hayek.
Dude, movies that have Salma Hayek are going to get a big rating boost.
Well, don't watch Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard.
Great, 9 out of 10 at least.
Same
with Eva Mendes. But yeah, the movie is just, it's a good mixture, like you said, of a lot of things. A period piece, a historical movie, an important movie for history, somehow a horror movie out of nowhere, a very horny movie.
There's three interesting sex scenes, yeah.
Yeah, I want to taste you.
Yeah, I was like, they're very forward.
Yeah, so that's a bad man right there.
Well, his cousins are smoking stack.
That's right.
She's like, well, when she's like, what? I haven't showered.
Yeah, I want to clean up. I want to taste you. I'm fixing to fuck you. Sorry, that's
you like my erection selection at the Dickie Mart?
Ooh, erection selection. I like it.
I'm just gonna stick it in you.
I'm gonna put it in you.
See, Paul Rudd should have been in this movie.
He should. He would have fit right in.
Can you imagine Paul Rudd in the middle of Sinners? I'm fixing to fuck.
That man is finally starting to age. I can tell you that much.
He is. Yeah, he is. Bro, he looked old as fuck in Death of a Unicorn.
He looked old as fuck in that redone commercial for Nintendo?
Oh, I didn't see that yet.
Seen that?
No.
He redid his old commercial for the Super Nintendo.
Oh, like that he did.
But he did it for the Switch too.
I saw the article pop up, but I didn't watch it
yet. He looks old as fuck. Hey, you know what? Ryan Reynolds jinxed him with Deadpool and Wolverine. Oh, look, Paul Rudd finally aged.
It's true.
Yeah, he jinxed that motherfucker.
I think Paul Rudd got sick of not having that like handsome old man, so he was like forced himself to get older. Because all these actors that were like in the 90s, they look like dorks. Now they're all like hot with beards. He's like, I want that.
He's like, you know what? I'm tired of drinking from the fountain of youth.
Yeah.
I'm tired of this, Grandpa.
That's too damn bad.
They're too damn bad, Paul Rudd. Yeah, he's like, how the hell do you get hotter than hottest man of the year? I guess I'll just get old.
Become a silver fox.
I think the point we're trying to make
Steve Carell did it.
I think the point we're trying to make is Sinners is cool.
Sinners is cool. Paul Rudd loved that movie. It's awesome. I did see a big show of support from Tom Cruise. He posted his picture in front of it.
I saw that.
And he said, go see this movie. Congrats to the entire cast. He said, stay through both credits. Incredible. It just became such a bigger, more important movie than I ever expected it to be going to see it.
I did not expect it to be this important, no.
No, I didn't think this would be like a Ryan Coogler fucking like masterclass.
Yeah. Right now, I'm going to say this, and I hope the high hell it works and it happens. I hope this movie gets nominated for at least a couple Oscars.
You know what? This is giving me Everything Ever All at Once kind of vibes. Yeah. I think it's going to sweep some Oscars. I really do.
If it doesn't win, you know what? It'll be one of the, because it is still classified as a horror movie.
Yeah.
It will be.
It can sit in a couple genres.
Or what? It'll be the second horror movie that will have won an Oscar for Best Picture
with Silence of the Lambs.
Yep.
Yeah,
some good company to be in.
And as Sean Chandler said, this is the first ever horror movie to ever get in the A's with like cinema score right out of theaters.
Nice.
People aren't usually generous to horror. This is the first one ever to get
You know what?
Well,
A or A minus.
Our horror movie's going to follow suit and only have the last half hour be horror. Are they going to start doing that now?
I hope not.
Just for awards?
Well, then just to get your nice killing fix, you're gonna have to just watch slashers instead of horror movies.
Yeah,
I do that anyway.
That's the thing about like new music, new movies, blah blah blah. That people don't like. It's like, hey, you always have your classics.
Sure.
If you don't like horror movies, you can always go watch Jason.
You know, we
Space.
have thousands of other things to watch, right?
I'm super excited. I'm glad that this movie did as well as it did. I do believe,
Mike, I'm glad you went to see it.
Yeah, I do believe that the period piece aspect of it is what makes it so damn good.
Yeah.
Without the culture, without the period piece, without the backstory of all these characters, this movie would not have been as good as it was. I'm not saying it would have sucked. I think it would have been It would have been a fun movie.
This movie wouldn't have been a tenth as good in nowadays setting.
Right. This movie needed that. It needed the period piece. It needed the culture. It needed to draw you into these characters.
You needed them to be stuck in that rusted out cabin with a lack of technology. You needed it.
For sure. You know what? In general, I kind of hate modern aesthetics with a lot of movies. I just hate seeing smartphones in people's hands in movies.
I'm okay with it if that's incorporated in the movie somehow.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Yeah.
Like if that's part of it. But if like you're running from a monster and you're just on your cell phone playing Candy Crush, it's fucking stupid.
You know it'd be lame as fuck now? Phone booth. What's up, bro? I'm mobile. He's like, no, you have to stay in the phone. No, what's up, bro? I'm right beside you.
Oh no, I set up a tether to that phone. You think I'm still there, but I'm actually right behind you, sucker. Well, this didn't work at all.
There was something that made me laugh is when
Sinners is cool.
It's cool. What we're trying
when
to say
they were
like the least. Sorry, Mike. It's just like the least deep analysis of all time. What do you think of Sinners? It's cool.
It's cute.
What do you mean? It's such an important movie.
It's just like it's really cool, man.
Guys, it's a movie.
Mike, what's another word for cool?
Awesome.
Oh shit! Sorry, Mike. Do you remember your thought that you?
Yeah. I just something that was funny to me that I just remembered is when they were getting the electricity for the juke place.
Yeah,
and he fucking clips to it, and it goes. He's like, "Oh shit!" I was like, "Man, is that how people really like got electricity back in the day?" Because fuck, that's dangerous.
He said, "Oh yeah, Corey, you mentioned that earlier, right?" Sammy, I don't think you should be here. See, I'm with the twins. With the twins? Boy, if you don't get the fuck out of my face.
Yeah. Mary's a badass. And I'll tell you what, this is probably her best performance so far in Hollywood. She's very good in this movie. When that one scene after she turns staff and she's got the blood down
her face,
God, it's beautiful.
The trailer shot.
Did you notice the different eye colors as well?
Yes. Yep. The trailer shot. We gonna kill every last one of you.
Yes. When she said that, I was like, oh shit. Like that was probably the evilest thing that was said.
Bro, the way she said that was like genuinely creepy.
Yeah.
It's just like she's so happy to know that they're gonna fucking slay all of them.
But she meant it in a good way.
Yeah, that's the problem is when she said we're going to kill you all, she actually meant and bring you to our family.
See?
It's like less nefarious than you think it is.
I thought it was so. I do have a question. There is something that was the drool. Do you think that's like a like some type of drug? Because she asks Stack. She.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
Like
she goes, the meaning behind the drool.
Why do you want some? And then she like just fucking lets it go in his mouth.
And then he lets her spit it in his mouth.
Yeah, like is that like a narcotic?
Okay, I'm not saying anything. I would also let Hailee Steinfeld spit in my mouth.
There you go, Corey. I was gonna say, it's Hailee Steinfeld.
Come and spit in my mouth.
What's the deal with her spitting in your mouth?
Although I did find it funny that Kate Bishop fucks Killmonger in this movie.
Oh shit, that's fucked up, boy.
I find it kind of funny. I find it kind of sad.
Hot.
Oh, hot. Yeah,
he's so hot right now.
Oh my god. Yeah.
All right.
If you guys had to give it a rating, what would you give it?
How dare you? That is pretty fucked up of you. I'll be honest with
10. It's a fucking 10 for me.
Movies overall or just this year?
Oh, this year. You can't do movies overall with this. You could, but that's a lot harder.
This year, it's the first 10 out of 10 movie I watched.
Oh, yeah,
overall, as a movie, like where I would rank it is probably about an 8.
I will say
8.5, maybe.
I will say I'd probably watch Novocaine again before I watch this movie.
Yeah, they're different. Yeah, they're different.
Depends on my mood.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I would 100% watch this movie again.
Oh yeah, for sure. Novocaine's like a good like background noise movie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And this is like you sit down and you focus on that shit.
Novocaine's got a lot of funny moments where this movie, like, there's not really a whole lot of emotion in Novocaine. Where
No, not really.
There are 4 movies I've seen this year that I would watch again immediately right now. And that's Sinners, Novocaine. I'd watch Minecraft again because it was fun. And Thunderbolts, I'd already watched that again.
Oh my god,
Companion?
I've watched 4 movies this year.
Oh shit, Companion was this year, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Damn,
January.
never mind. I
Guys,
forgot both
guys-
Jack Quaid movies were this year.
Guys, I've already
Yeah,
seen more
he's
movies
crushing.
in theaters this year than I did last year.
Let's go,
Dude,
Mike.
I'm proud of you, man. You saw Minecraft 2 weeks ago. You saw Sinners last week, and you're seeing Thunderbolt Sunday.
So, yep.
I'm very proud of you.
I care about this podcast.
My problem is I care too much, and I'm really excited for you guys to see Thunderbolts. I want to talk about it.
Corey says it sucks, just so you guys know.
No, listen to the Behind the Curtain.
That will come
There
out
you go.
after this.
But yeah, if you haven't seen Sinners in theaters, I would absolutely recommend. And it's an IMAX movie. It's made for IMAX screens. I'd recommend you see this on the nicest screen possible. I mean, it's got to win, like soundtrack of the year, score of the year. It's like it's musical incorporation. It has.
It better
to
win some music award. It better.
Yeah, it better. If you want to do costume design, best lead actor, best lead actress, best supporting actors.
What if he won for Smoke and Stack, or if he was at least nominated for Smoke and Stack?
I'm saying that was the same thing with Robert Pattinson. What if they nominate like Michael B. Jordan as a lead and one of Robert Pattinson as best supporting?
That'd be funny. It'd be 2 Michael B. Jordans and 2.
Yeah, we're giving it to Smoke and
Robert
Mickey 18.
I'm on board with this. It's fine.
Yeah, but just fantastic movie. Go support movies like this. Ryan Coogler, man, he's making his way up there.
He is.
I would rank his movies probably that I've seen. I think he's made 5. I've seen 4. I would do Wakanda Forever, Black Panther. It's tough between this and Creed because I do love Creed.
The first Creed is amazing.
Yeah, and he did that one.
That first Creed's a
4 and 3 are easy
hands
for
down
me.
the best one.
Wakanda Forever, Black Panther.
Yeah, that's
right now. I'm gonna say Sinners then Creed, but that could flip.
This is gonna be weird. I think for me,
wait, didn't we just talk about not doing that?
yeah,
I said I love Creed.
I think for me, I love the first Black Panther more than the second one.
I do too.
That was what he said. Yeah.
Yeah, Black Panther. Then I would go Sinners.
Oh wait.
Then yeah.
Oh, this is the top of your list.
Yeah.
Oh, Black Panther's number 1.
Well, yeah, because
Well, that's okay. I'm just saying, like,
R.I.P. Like, come on.
All right, so okay.
If anybody killed a role and was gone too soon, it's that fucking.
Mike,
movie.
let me try this.
Absolutely.
Mike, let me try this again. Assuming Chadwick Boseman was alive, what's your top 4, or how do you rank these 4?
Sinners number 1.
Okay, just saying.
Yeah, without the
Black Panther Sinners.
Yeah,
and then
if you take the rose tinted glasses off of the sadness that is
right.
Chadwick
How do you do
Boseman.
Creed and Wakanda Forever? What's number 3?
Probably Creed, then
Okay.
Wakanda Forever. I mean, and that's the thing. I love all 4 of those movies.
See, I'm trying to show you he's a great director. Your number 4 is still a movie you love.
Yeah,
So this dude's
Man.
coming on.
man, we already just did it. We just did our Ryan Coogler
Yeah, our
We did our
spotlight.
Ryan Coogler spotlight. There you go.
Well,
folks.
Yeah.
We'll wait
He
till
only
he
has
comes
so
out.
many.
We'll wait till he comes out with another movie or two because he definitely will.
We've already talked. I think we've talked about just about all of his movies in this podcast, though.
Yeah, we may have.
Mine would be
Oh shit, we have.
Wakanda Forever at the bottom, Black Panther, Creed, Sinners.
Yeah.
This is my
Sinners.
favorite Ryan Coogler movie now. I'm
Sinners is
obsessed
just
with it.
so fucking good.
And again, I'm very flip-flop on Creed and Sinners. Tomorrow, Sinners
Yeah,
is
I
in my
mean,
number
those
1.
could flip for me as well,
Sinners
but
may
Sinners
be
is
in,
pretty
like-
high for me.
Sinners may be in like my top 10 favorite movies.
Yes.
Oh, we did it again.
Honestly,
Oppenheimer and
Like-
Sinners.
Like, there's a pattern here.
There's a pattern.
I love period pieces. Like they speak to me, and I don't know why.
And I want to say this in the most respectful way possible. Before we started doing this podcast, Mike wasn't as big of a movie person.
No,
So we've gotten him to watch a lot of stuff that he, if watched back in the day, would be on his top 10 list.
yeah,
So I'm actually happy that he's been changing his list up a lot, because when we did that first movie episode, it was fucking insane. Some of the movies he said were his favorite. I was like, how is this possible?
we
And
did
now
an
I'm starting
episode
to
on
get
one of
it.
them. Actually, no, we did an episode on 2 of them.
I'm not
Hey.
even talking about your top 3. I'm just talking about
one of those top
throughout
3.
that episode.
Yeah, one of those top 3 you both fucking absolutely love. So That's Midnight Run.
I wouldn't say absolutely love, but
It's
I
a
did. I
fantastic
enjoyed
fucking
myself.
movie. But
I'm
you know,
mostly.
Yeah, I just no. When we first started this podcast, I was definitely more of like a music and video game guy than I was movie.
Yeah,
Right.
I would even say I was more of a TV guy than a
Yeah, you
than
were way
than
more
a
of a
movie
TV.
person.
everything you wanted me to watch when I lived with you was all TV shows.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
And then
They're-
I
they're
made you
easy-
watch
they're-
comedy specials, so we never really watched
Yeah.
movies.
you did. I mean, Corey's the whole reason I even ever watched Friends. I would have never watched Friends if Corey hadn't put it on one day,
I made him watch it.
Nice.
which I don't regret.
I don't regret a single moment. Except, maybe when Joey and Rachel got together.
Well, like,
I was kind of regretting it right there.
season 10 was kind of
It made total sense.
Totally. People
Season
that have
9
become
and 10
brother
are-
and sister in the show, like, let's have them try to.
season 9 and 10 of Friends is
And they can't-
okay.
And they end up not
But-
fucking because he can't unsnap a bra that he lives his life sleeping with hundreds of women.
Look, I will say this: this is probably the only time you're ever
And
going to
she
hear me say
knees him
something.
in the balls.
The only time you're ever going to hear me say something more positive about Friends than How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah.
It's better.
At least Friends
Chandler.
didn't end. At least Friends didn't end stupidly.
Yeah.
That's true.
Like
That's true.
Friends had a legitimate awesome ending, and How I Met Your Mother's like. I mean, I guess How I Met Your Mother did it in a way that's like, this is what happens. Like, this is real life.
Right. I was watching
But-
an interview recently with fucking Paul Rudd, and he was talking about just being there at the end of Friends. And like, he's
Yeah.
like, everybody on the set that last day was so emotional. And he's like, and it was sad. He's like, but I was just walking around like, hey, we really did it, huh?
'cause
And it's
he'd
like they
only
were
been
looking
there
at him like, fuck you. Like,
He'd only been there like a season and a half,
I mean, he's
and
funny,
not even
though.
every episode.
right. You mean, fucking, what did he change his name
Mike.
to after? What did he change?
Banana Hammock.
Banana Hammock.
Banana Hammock. Yeah,
No, that's what she named her. He named himself Crap Bag.
yeah, that's what it was. Yeah,
Crap bag.
She was Princess Consuelo Banana Hammock. And he said,
Yeah.
fine, I'm Crap Bag.
Why would you be called that? That's what I want to be called.
First name Crap, second name Bag.
Second name bag.
they were perfect for each other.
And then her friend walks in and he says, hi, Phoebe. Oh, hey, introduce me.
And
This
I
is
think
my husband, Crap Bag.
And I think at that time, oh no, that was early Friends. She was dating Conan O'Brien. She's the one that got Conan to try hosting for the first time.
Oh, nice.
Well, thank you, Phoebe.
Fuck you, Lisa Kudrow. Mean tweets are so funny.
All right, guys, but yeah, I think that's going to do it for our spoiler-filled review of Sinners. Absolutely recommend this movie. It's an important film. It's funny. It's emotional. There's some good vampire stuff in the last half hour. Michael B. Jordan deserves so many nominations. So does Hailee Steinfeld. So does this young kid that made his fucking debut in this movie. He was great. Ryan Coogler just did it again, man. Believe the hype. This is an absolute, just such an important film. Maybe it's going to be a contender for best film of 2025 for a lot of people.
For me specifically.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to beat.
There's a lot of movies I still want to see this year.
Oh yeah, it's a big year.
Oh yeah.
Like the How to Train Your Dragons live action.
This summer's going to be huge for movies.
Corey and I are super excited for a movie coming out in November. Now You See Me 3.
Yeah.
Like Corey said, the summer alone is going to be
finally
so many
giving us the
movies to
damn
watch.
title we deserve.
I think
Now you see me, now you don't.
Yeah, exactly. I think Sinners was good enough that it's making me rethink my 9 score on Companion. Like, I do love Companion, but like now watching this, I'm like, this is a real like 9, maybe 9.5.
I'm still giving Sinners a 10.
It makes you realize that Companion, while a good movie, is still kind of a popcorn horror movie.
Right. It's more like even if you love it, it's like a 7.5. Like
where like saying Companion is a 9
8.
versus Sinners is like, but is it?
Yeah, Sinners is so much better.
It is so much better, but I can't give it a 10. So
yeah.
Yeah.
If you want to see some more of my own personal thoughts and some of these live streams with these fucking goofs and a couple other friends, we have confirmed Orion is alive. We've heard from him. Orion does live like Jason. But you can check out some more of my personal stuff, reviews, rankings, tier lists. I apologize for not having anything up recently. I had a power outage, and I'm just trying to figure out like new formats of content to bring to the channel. Keep it fresh. I have something in line for July of this year that will be an anniversary of a Bad Movie, a series called Defending Bad Movies, where I'm going to talk about where it went wrong, why I think it's better than it generally gets credit for. And I'll give you a hint. It is an anniversary of a July movie that is turning 28. So it came out in 97. These guys probably know already what it is. But that's all the hints I'm going to give about that.
Christ.
Other than that, I probably will have some thoughts up for Sinners. Is going to be hard because it's such a hard movie to talk about. Like, people get so up in arms either way.
We just did it.
I mean, but like on my own, like in the YouTube comment section, like, you know, if you say one bad thing about the movie, this group will call you racist.
Yeah.
If you say it's flawless, this group will be like, stop the glazing.
There's comments on my out of theater reaction.
Of course.
Some people were like, well, you just didn't get the movie because I said it was like, it felt like
if you question
separate movies.
Yes, if you question one element, you just didn't get it.
Which was crazy because like at the end of it, I said how much I love the movie.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I didn't understand why like somebody's like, you didn't get it.
People hold on to the negative.
I did. I did get the movie.
Go look at the out of theater thing I did for this movie. Nobody said anything like that to me.
That's because
really?
Corey said nothing but nice things.
Nobody.
Corey glazed it.
I know.
Mike,
You just started it so
enough.
First of all, Mike, people watch the first 10 seconds of a video and get pissed. So if you start it negative, they're going to get pissed at you. You got to start a movie. You got to start it positive.
I'm all about bringing people down so I can, make them happy at the end.
Not a good metric.
Well, why would I bring them up only to burn them back down?
Personal plugs aside, Mike, where can these lovely people go if they're enjoying the podcast? Aside from giving us 5 stars, which really helps, wherever you get your podcast, be sure to give us 5 stars. Other than that, Mike, where can they go to help support this podcast in a more financial sense?
Well, first and foremost, because I don't think you realized you didn't say it, Adrian's channel is Baker Reviews. It's youtube.com/Baker Reviews.
Thank you, Mike. Wait. Baker. I'm trying to think how I do this backwards. Yeah, guys, if you want to see some more of my personal opinions, check out my stuff at Baker Reviews.
Baker Reviews. Oh, there it is.
Thank you, as always, Mike.
We're back.
And Mike.
It all feels right with the world again.
And Mike, aside from giving us 5 stars, where else could they go in a more financial sense to keep the lights on, keep us making this podcast if they're enjoying it?
Yes, over at patreon.com/Culture Shock Podcast. For as little as $1 a month, you can help us keep the lights on over here, help us continue to provide you with this beautiful content that we do. We would like to apologize. Life has been a little hectic for all 3 of us one way or another in recent. I just recently moved because we bought a house. Adrian's been working 2 jobs. So getting all 3 of us on the same schedule has just been fucking impossible as of late. But I promise you,
Mission Impossible Final Reckoning.
I promise you, it's turning around. I think we are past the worst of it. So that's why I used the line that I did for this episode. We're back, Anyway, with that being said, please join the $5 tier where you can join our members only Discord, which is highly active, and you can vote on a monthly episode that we like to do. Bad movie, video game genre. Actually, I meant to say music genre, but hey, video game genre works too.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, music genre or what video game console. Maybe we'll do one where we put a poll about which video game you want us to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
You never know. We're fun like that. Anyway, I would like to thank our current loyal patrons, and that would be Cam Solly, Bobby Jean, Squigums, Ambi, Josie, and Timmer. Tim Stack? Smoke Tim.
Timmers? Is that like Sinners? Is that you're supposed
Timmers? Timmers just makes me think of like Tremors.
Timmers.
Is that
you
what
saying
happens
Tim's a giant worm?
He could be.
Just wearing human clothes?
I mean, there's that theory. There's the lizard theory. I mean, come on. If people think that there's lizard people, there's got to be worm people, right?
There are worm people. I've seen them.
With
that being said, Corey, where else on the socials can they find us, and possibly where could they see us in a future live stream?
Yeah, it's that time of year again. We are doing the 9th live stream for The Cure, hosted again by the amazing Nicholas. He is going to be doing it May 16th from 4 p.m. to midnight and May 17th from 8 a.m. to midnight. We are raising money once again for the Cancer Research Institute. They match profits, and 100% goes to trying to find a cure for cancer. Let's get rid of this shit. If you want to join us at Culture Shock, we will be on May 17th. It's a Saturday from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. We got a real exciting segment for you. Maybe it's even a fan favorite. And we will be coming up with some incentives for donations. Anything you can give, $1 to $100, anywhere in that margin, just donate. It goes to a great cause, and we hope to see you there.
And even if you can't donate, just being there makes a huge difference.
Being there, spreading the word, any of that.
Sharing it to other people, all that stuff.
If you end up liking our segment on the show, like, don't be afraid to stick around and watch the other segments too, because I mean, there's just as many entertaining, creative minds that go into doing the live stream.
Saturday morning, somewhere around 10 or 11 a.m., Nick's going to be cooking something on camera again, and he's a damn good chef. So,
Corey, did you say what time we were going to be on there?
Yes.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Oh, my God.
Saturday, May 17th from 4 to 5 p.m.
Last year when they had us go on right after Nick was cooking, like, I couldn't think straight. I was so hungry. Damn burger.
He made it was a chicken sandwich.
Oh, was it? Well, whatever. It was a sandwich.
He made a fucking homemade, like, breaded fucking chicken. No, I don't remember, but I was very hungry.
Mike, in your defense, across the pond, they call it a chicken burger, so you're technically still right.
Yeah. And we have a lot of people call it chicken burger.
I'm British. British.
But, all right, Mike, you had a point. I gave you a point, and then you did that. I'm taking it right back away.
And you held on to that as long as you could, didn't you?
I do what I want.
So look forward to that. We're looking forward to seeing you there, and we will be obviously talking to you live on there. It's gonna air on Twitch. So, you want to come over there and check us out.
And if you guys don't join us for that, we're going to kill every last one of you. Not really.
But we will be very angry at
you. Yeah, we'll be very upset.
You won't be our friend no more.
Yes, you will.
But if you want to spread the word on any of this and where to follow us, on Facebook, it's Culture Shock Podcast. On Instagram, it's Culture Shock 21. On TikTok, it's CS Podcast 21. And Twitter, X, where I spend most of my time, it's also CS Podcast 21. Come on over there. Let us know what you thought of this movie if you saw it. If we spoiled it for you. And, but still go see it. It's definitely still worth seeing. Even if you listened to this before you saw the movie, it's still worth it.
Explain the laugh.
I'm hilarious, and I laughed at my own joke.
Oh, okay. I thought you were doing some kind of wordplay with like spoil or something.
No,
I was like, what's the joke? Explain.
That doesn't check out.
Does not check out.
Oh, guys, this is a spoiler episode.
Oh, yeah.
An hour and 15 minutes.
I did that last week, too, at the end of the episode.
Did you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Bad at this.
or we're good at this.
Oh, we're so good. Well, that's going to do it from all of us here at Culture Shocked. Thanks for listening.
I am your way out.
Oh, he busy, huh?
Oh, right. I think that was right. I don't know.